We alive, oh, alive, oh. Cleaning cockles, ready to bios, alive, oh. There's an Aeon cam.
Yes, how long it stays up for, I don't know, but we'll have a go.
And who else? Nobody else is gonna cam? Nobody else is gonna cam. Hello, everyone. We are live.
I could probably get a cam on, I guess. So.
If you feel like it.
Yeah, might as well.
We'll,
I don't even know how it's as good of quality, so
you haven't tried it yet.
I'm well aware.
Ah. Oh. Your cam is set to capture device.
Well, that's stupid. Oh, never mind then.
Anyhow, what's up, everyone? I am Kotlol, the JoyCharge Gamers, trying to go joy with D&D with your Dungeon Master Kotlol, which is me, your Dungeon Master.
Uh-oh.
Disadvantage Ausias.
Okay. Entire session again?
5% of the session. Unless you want to roll D100 for it.
Let's see, do I understand what 5% is? No.
Thanks for that. With that said, if you notice, we are missing some people again, but they gave the okay to continue on, so Alona is not joining us because apparently their holiday is still going on, so we can't do anything about that. And Robert might be joining us, very unlikely, but still might join us later, but if not, I gave the okay to either kick him out of the party if I feel like it, or have him stick around as an NPC for the time being. Probably the latter, because I don't like kicking people out of the party. We are joined, otherwise, by the people who did make it today. We are joined by Aeon.
You don't have to be crazy, but it helps.
It feels like he's taking crazy pills over there.
Yes.
We are joined by Zale, because
Hello.
down there, and we're joined by Moonraven.
Oh, hello.
No cam still? You must always have a cam. It's just,
Eating.
huh?
I'm eating.
Ah. Eat 'em and weep.
Me.
You know what? I'll join you in solidarity to eat. Okay, eating jokes aside. Last time, where we left off. Let me grab the notes. My notes are up. The party pretty much was enjoying some time off from their latest endeavor. And well, oh, what? Oh, I thought you had to say something because you held your fingers like this in front of the screen. Well, decided, you know what? Let's go shopping, get some stuff, and see what it brings us to the future. Ozzy's, on the other hand, decided to pray the temple, being the good cleric that he is, and getting horribly lost.
What? Lost?
He eventually found what is known as a neutral temple, which is a place where multiple gods get honored and just help him and guide. You know, it's mostly where people are chill. They're not going to be at a religious throat at each other. Because if you're going to build if you can build a temple for every god, that's going to basically have half your city be temples. Even a city like this one.
Sounds like heaven.
With that, Ozzy did his clerical duties, had a good time, and a little bit got lost, but eventually found his way back. As for the rest, Raz, you went to buy some supplies, right? To summon your familiar in
I
case
did.
they get poofed again.
Yes.
You also learned a bit about the world and the cities you're in, and well, after you got back, Veronica had a long talk with apparently that turned out to be their adopted daughter, Poppy, and decided I'm gonna stay here now because my husband needs me, and with all the shit going on in Lagana, maybe it's time that I settle down a bit. And
For a while, at least.
For a while, but gave her adventurer's license. There is an adventurer's license, but you know, air quotes. To her adoptive daughter of Poppy, who has joined the party. A short little girl who is adult. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's gnomes and halflings and dwarves, so size doesn't matter. No, it's a little bit. It's pretty much dressed up from head to toes. Literally hat, gloves, everything. And yeah, as for that, the party decided, where do we go next? Do we go after the criminals? Do we just wander around a bit? Or do we remember somewhere else we're gonna go? And the party eventually decided that probably in Robert with that weird disease and the mines, there might be something there. So let's go there again. See what's up with that now that we're not busy in a hurry with saving someone's life. With that said, you all decide to relax a bit. Knight of Dragon Purgatory has given a deluxe charge. Thanks for subscribing. Hi, Knight. Why is the alert box so small in this?
Oh, we can finally pay the bills.
Yeah, the bills that are for Veronica's mansion.
So that's how we fix the hole in the roof.
So, eventually, as you are all seem to be preparing for the next day, during the evening, there's a knocking on the front door. It's kind of angry knocking.
That's not my problem. We've got servants for that.
It's not my
So
door.
one of the servants goes to open the door. And I want everyone to roll a perception check real quick.
Oh, just
Perception with disadvantage.
Ooh.
19.
where did the perception go again?
In the main list. In the middle of the list.
I
Yeah,
kept
it's
scrolling back.
okay. Yeah, can you also roll for Elona and Robert? You guys should have access to those sheets as well.
Who, me?
The other two that took over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting to it. Sorry.
I'll take a moment.
No, that's on me.
Elona doesn't hear shit.
Should I do Veronica as well? Because technically she's still in the mansion.
Do you want Veronica to hear it?
I mean, she's still in the mansion, isn't she?
Go for
So-
it.
Yeah, so give me a second.
Do you
I'm
still
gonna-
want to play her?
Yeah.
At least while I'm still here, I mean... Just gotta
Ding.
open it because I closed it.
This will be on the list. I have not deactivated it yet, just in case.
Oh, that was a little better.
All right, Poppy and Raz and Elona do not hear anything of interest. Veronica, you do hear some talking with your servant, but you can't make out what's being said. But you do know they're talking with what sounds like a lady. Raz? No, wait. Robert? And
Yeah.
Ozzius. You both hear a bit of a talk, but then you hear the word fireball loud and clear.
Oh God.
It's just Ilona.
No, you know it's not Alona, but you do know that the person talking is talking about a fireball. Ahem.
Yeah, okay, he'll go to the door.
All right.
What's this about a fireball?
Give me a moment. I need to send this. I thought that would have my signal, but apparently they didn't. So now I gotta signal them again.
I knew it. I knew it.
Ah,
So
there he is.
I'm actually looking for this person. I hope you know who they are. Maybe a name?
What are you talking about, Ilona? About fireballs and that kind of stuff?
I'm guessing they came down towards
Yeah.
the entrance.
Yeah, So, Lier, you see in front of you, see next to the male servant, standing what looks like a turtle person holding a staff. A quarterstaff to be exact.
Not often I see a turtle. I've seen one of you in town. Oh. Anyways. Yes, this person who throws fireballs is Alona, right?
Yes.
Also, Ozzy, Lier, could you describe yourself real quick? Then I'll load
It's a
in you.
turtle.
No, Lier has to describe herself to you.
I am... Okay. My character has ethereal, prismatic, white hair. Not magical, it just seems that. If I had to give an image,
I spawned your token in.
Yeah, you spawned the token in?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. Well, you can look on the token. White hair, very pale skin, some very colorful eyes, with many, many hues, like an aurora borealis. A strangely cut bang with two long sharp locks flowing down from each side of her head, along with a stranger haircut that is some smooth on top and fluffy on the bottom.
Oh, that's a big. That token is way too big. I cannot shrink it for some reason. Ah!
I thought you said I didn't need to shrink it.
No, I tried to load it in a different way. But then it's like,
You fool! You fool!
there. Boom. There.
You look a bit ill. Are you undead? Because we already have one in the party.
What? Undead? What do you mean undead?
No.
Look amazing.
You look a bit pale. Maybe you need some
Yes.
sun or fireballs. You know, that can
No,
also turn
no.
the skin a bit.
Don't
That would
play
be
with
rather
me.
red.
Please quiet. Now then,
No,
This-
the fireball would be a bad idea, I think, yeah. But
Are
the
you
sun would
done?
be a good alternative, you know.
my complexion is well liked like this. Gives a sense of purity, you know? Anyways, I'm a bard, and I'm here to not only ask a few questions to the fireball flinger, but I'm imagining that they're in a party, right?
Yeah.
Are you part of this party?
Yeah.
Can I join?
Fine, mommy.
Okay. Liara, you get led into this mansion. From your past experience, it is what you would probably describe as a medium-sized mansion.
Oh, by the way, who do you worship?
That's a secret.
Oh, I don't want you to join anymore.
Too bad. I already noticed that you seem... already with that question. I don't know. You seem like the praying type. So I won't take too much interest in what you said. I'll meet the rest of the party now.
Alright. Also, as you lead this new person to the study. Wow, put the screen. Camera loading. And eventually
My
you...
volume cut.
There. Hello. Face. Face reveal! Anyhow, you head into what is supposedly the parlor, where, well, most people are almost ready to call in for the night. I would say...
Good news, everyone.
Hi.
What?
This person wants to join because really likes fireballs.
You can say that.
And he did.
Anyways, I was here to ask, would any of you be interested in having a bard join your party?
Mom? Asks Poppy of Veronica. What's a bard? Well, how do I explain that?
Oh,
The-
I can explain it fine. A bard is somebody who basically not only entertains, but also can cast magic. We can also empower and, support. We are the spine of most groups. And I'm not talking only musical.
Groups have spines?
Metaphorically.
What's metaphorically?
Oh, they're that low IQ.
Ozzy is going to sit down. This is going to take a while.
Right.
Anyways, all you need to know is that most parties would need one.
Raz, do you have anything to
That's
say to
true,
that?
Mom?
Magic and entertainer. Yeah, we've got that covered, thanks.
Oh, not to my level, I'm sure.
Mom, do all parties need bards? Well, they don't need bards, but they do tend to liven the party up a little bit. Oh, okay.
And we are wonders for small rest. As we are jacks of all trade, so if somebody's slacking, I can pick it up just a bit.
Oh, so your name is Jack?
No. My name
Oh.
is Lier. Lier
Okay.
Break.
Okay. Hi, I'm Poppy. And I hold out the hand to Lier.
I grasp it, firmly shaking.
You seem rather... no. I standing? Is that just a coincidence?
Sorry?
Oh no, you seem well dressed.
Oh. Is that bad?
No.
Count, I'm guessing that one of them is more well dressed than the others.
I would guess. Well, it depends. There are, if I'm correct, there is Alona, who looks, well, pretty standard. Then there's Robert, who's clearly a pirate, not even trying to hide that. Then we have Raz, who's a... Raz, how do you normally dress?
Fairly fancy.
Then we have Veronica, who doesn't dress as fancy, I believe, and Poppy's probably dressed fancier than her, right?
Well, at the moment, I'm wearing one of my Viscountess dresses, so
Okay. Yeah,
I'm dressed fairly fancy enough.
that's
And
Veronica
if
and Poppy.
anybody's wondering, I'm wearing a very strange attire. Very casual and comfortable looking. And, you know, some kind of robe
Mm-hmm.
right now. It's a cape.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that a yes or no? Do I have to prove myself in some way?
But like auditions, like
Sure.
voice of-
I've done plenty of those.
Okay. Poppy
I don't
just
think
what?
that's really necessary. If you die in a dungeon, your loot is ours, so it's fine.
Sure, I don't have much on me anyways. So it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're weird. Poppy.
Oh, don't worry.
What?
I know I look out of place. That's pretty normal. I had a bit of an accident.
Mm-hmm.
It was magical in nature.
Okay.
So I won't blame you for judging my appearance.
I thought it's like magical. So I guess I have to play as Helena. Magical? What kind of magic?
We're gonna have to say something explosive.
Fireball!
Like a fireball.
Not exactly, but close enough.
Firebolt?
No. Forget the fire. Let's just say it was a blast of magic.
Firebolt. Okay.
Big magic.
And-
Okay.
Oh, and if you need more incentive for me to join, the one who casts fireballs relatively often kind of owes me right now.
Helena looks away.
Anyone.
That
Hello.
person also owes us, so you know.
Hey,
How
Get in
do I
line.
owe you? I did never seen you before.
no, but how can I put this? You fucked up big time, and I had to pay the price. Does that sound about right?
Also, join the line.
Alrighty then. Guess I'm joining.
Fine. Rob's like, And goes back.
Thank
And Rob's
you
back in his
so
book.
much. Thank you so much for letting me with you guys. I swear I won't slack.
No, that's my job.
You're
Poppy's just
the,
looking at it all over and like with head tilted and like,
Mhm.
oh,
So I'm guessing Leah forced herself onto the party.
Exactly.
No, Alona's like, well, I'm Alona. Fireball. Yeah, guess. Garrix is a jerk. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go to bed now because I don't want to talk about my debts. Bye.
night.
Kind of nudging the turtle.
how many deaths does she have?
What?
How many deaths does she have? She seems to be like, I don't know. It seems like she has a lot for some reason.
Oh yeah.
As well.
she broke a roof.
Okay, that's one. I'm guessing
Mhm.
there's more.
Well, there's your
You
one.
broke my heart.
Okay.
Kind of looks at the one who said broke their heart, kind of like,
Well, that's your taste.
All right. Then Robert is also gonna go upstairs, going to his room, just reading his book. It's like, I'm gonna behave. Yeah, we'll see. Before I go, Lear, we're going to the city of Rock Band to check on something with a disease, so, just so you know, might need some supplies tomorrow. Bye.
Not bad. Wait, the place with the dwarves?
Hmm.
I think it's the one. All right. So, looking at the rest of the party that's still there. Any form of transportation you guys have? Maybe like, tell me, what are you guys all about? And what grand quest are you most likely on?
Well, aside from the quest to maybe find the people who were responsible for kidnapping my husband earlier this week, I wouldn't really know.
Okay.
Also, we have 2 perfect feet, each of us. So, you know. Sometimes we get horses.
Noted.
Poppy just looks at Ozzy and asks, "Are we gonna walk to Rock Band then?"
Why not?
Okay, I never walked that far before.
I'm guessing we all have. I still have my map on hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a map of the city.
You have you just have the map of the city. You don't have the regional map or the continental map as a character, so you don't know how far it is.
Well, from memory, can I?
History, disadvantage.
No. Let me just check my spells real quick.
Oh, he's gonna do something sneaky.
Anybody have some paper?
Well, what?
Does anybody have a large piece of paper? The bigger the better.
Well, does anyone want to give your new bard companion a piece of paper?
Veronica sighs and just grabs out one of the old sheets of paper she has lying around. Big enough? She hands it to Lier.
She sprays it out on like floor, table, whatever's closest, and prestidigitation image from my mind. I'm guessing the memory's pretty fresh, right?
History check.
Alrighty then. Right, I roll in roll 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just. I forgot to launch it. There we go. Hey, I was there. I was right there. If I remember correctly, it's slash, right? To roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Also, here's your Liar token in the left top. Oh.
My screen went black for a second. There's a moment.
Oh no! Don't tell me you have the roll 20 bug.
Oh, okay, it's fine. It's back. Where is it?
There. Now you can control your token.
Second. My I hate this Zoom. Okay. Anyways. Come on. Loading correctly, you fool. Website. Okay. Rule.
Don't worry, everyone has technical difficulties the first time.
Yeah,
I fit right in.
you certainly do.
Here, there's a big token of you.
I'm humongous. Would you count that as gargantuan?
Yes, and now you're down to gone.
Dang. I was so pretty too. By the way, for those who actually wonder, I drew that one myself.
Nice.
Impressive.
Yeah, they do that today, to be exact.
Wait.
Wow.
You produced something like that in 24 hours.
Less than that. Whoa.
I think it was like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
In art, most of the time you practice speed. Once you're good enough. Okay,
Not in
so I rolled
mine,
a
I put
5
them
so
together.
far.
Okay, but 5. From your memories, you draw what you can draw upon your memories a bit, but you might mix up what where north, south, and east and west is.
Hmm. Hey, cleric. You're a cleric, right?
Looks at the
Yes.
very.
Okay, do you have a spell called guidance?
Do I have a spell called guidance? No.
Okay,
Why is that funny?
let's see.
Because Ozzy
Let's
gets lost.
try that again then.
Kind of cracks her fingers, and I'm gonna try that again. Try to clear out my memory. Actually, focus on it.
Oh, you want to focus on On
the
it.
imagery, yes. If that's all right with you.
fine, but it's disadvantage this time.
Disadvantage?
Because you already rolled for it. If you're gonna do it again, you get a disadvantage. Otherwise, you're gonna keep rolling.
All right. Is there a thing for disadvantage?
Just roll
Okay.
twice.
All twice. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that.
10. Well, this time you at
Wow.
least...
That's a multiplier. 5, 10, 20.
Ironically! So yes, you do remember where everything is, and somehow you figure out what you think is north. Might be a bit off.
I mean, where there's snow that's where north is, right? Okay, so does this look about right for a like map?
She
Oh,
kinda shows the party.
Let me just check. And he grabs his own map.
And
places
it's a,
next to it.
I'll have to put in for the reference the continental map.
Yeah, I guess it looks correct.
Kinda
And he
looks at
takes away
your
his map again.
Oh, dang it.
Weast. Weast.
Okay, well, in any case, since I got somewhat confirmation from you, Rock Band is where exactly?
Oh, he grabs his map again. He rolls it out and he points out where it is. It's over here. And he packs it away again.
You can see it on screen right now.
Onions Road right here. To all right. Let's...
Kinda looks a little worried for a second, but shakes it off.
All right. So, any plans for today, all of you, or is it just relaxing before going off?
We're just gonna have dinner and then go to bed, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
So, what measurement of... I mean, what time is it again? Sorry, I don't keep the time very often on me.
You can just look behind you and check the clock on the wall.
Oh, there's a clock. All right.
So what time is it?
About 6:45 p.m.
Yeah, that's enough time.
Ah, a moon raven. God damn it, moon.
Well, I guess I'll just relax here if you don't mind. I've been around town today.
Sounds
So,
fine.
yeah.
Kind of stretches up a bit.
Oh, so, what do you guys do on your time off?
I mean,
I suppose that all depends on who you're asking.
Alright. You, cleric, how do you spend your time? Praying?
Among other things, yes.
Alright, easy enough. What about you, you small yet oddly adorable munchkin? Guessing you're...
That's Poppy.
What's up, Munchkin? It's a very, very small person. Oh, okay. I didn't know I was a Munchkin.
I,
kind of gives a double fanged smile.
Oh, that's adorable. So,
Kind of points to the one who's been mothering her, I guess.
how
Veronica.
old is this kid?
I don't look that much older, I'm sure. Just as a, like, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty
How old she
youthful.
is? Oh, she's turning 16 this year.
Kind of looks down like,
I would have been younger. Wait, is she part of the party?
Yeah, I'm a ranger. Mom allows me to go with her with the group when she can't, because she has to look after Pops.
kind of pats her on the head.
Don't worry. I'll keep you safe. Okay.
This is important. This is the info important. Do you actively try to avoid being patted?
Yes.
Contested Dex moment.
I'm not actually going to go and force a pat on.
Oh, you know. Okay, never mind. Then you just didn't pat in time.
Alright. I won't touch your head.
Smart
It's a-
move. She doesn't like having her head touched too much.
Alright. I mean, I can understand. I also have a very sore spot for touchy people. Well,
Just grabs a chair and just sits in it.
You didn't
I'll
ask
wait for
Raz.
you guys to make a move.
You make a move?
I'm just sitting now, waiting for them to do shit.
Okay. I'm guessing you all gonna let time pass and then the long rest.
Poppy is just sitting there glaring now. She goes, It's like, so... Well, I suppose I should have one of the servants get an extra room ready. 'Cause unless you want to spend the night in the hallway.
No, an extra room would be very nice.
All right. I call over one of the servants and tell them to prepare an extra room for
You're
our...
so nice. I really must thank you.
Don't mention it.
Okay. One of the servants shows up, which is a half-elf maid, and she nods and starts preparing your room. And I guess with that, you all have a lovely dinner, get well fed, and Liard, you probably take some extra, don't you, when you see a big roast on the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm going to make sure to stuff my pockets.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then.
You're not supposed to put that in your pockets. That's bad for your pockets.
Oh, don't worry. I have magic pockets.
Okay.
Besides, I actually eat a lot. It's really a curse. Large appetite.
Ah, yes. Large appetite, small heart. I get it.
Hey, my heart's not that small. It's pretty average.
Okay.
And don't ask. Yes, I have checked.
On that note, could I swipe something off the table and drop it into my bag of holding?
You may certainly do that.
Yay. Would you like me to roll for it, or?
I trying to be sneaky about it.
Oh, why not? I've got to keep my skills in practice.
Stealth check. Nobody noticed anything. You basically you're like gone. And it's gone. It's like a disappearing act. If anyone was even looking in the general direction, it looked like something just disappeared from their eyesight and they don't know what. That's how stealthy you were.
So exactly what did you take anyway?
Just some food, he says, so
Okay.
just add a ration if it matters.
That's the me.
Wait, I thought we still had some roast. Oh, yeah.
I don't recall seeing any.
What are you grabbing
Weird.
there? Why are you grabbing a skull? Shakespearean much. Distractions. Anyhow, you have your nice and fine dinner, and everyone who wants to stuff their pockets apparently. And then you all get a nice long rest.
Yay.
Ooh, that's a that number. Okay. A moment. Good. And yeah, the next morning arrives, and I have only one thing to say. I have one thing to say. You all wake up and start convening. Lier, 23.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Oh.
Don't worry. That's just code for them. So you all reconvene in the parlor again, and you see Robert's there sitting already. Is awake early, reading a book. Alon is just having a bit of spot of tea. Ozias, what are you doing?
Tea sounds good.
You also have a bit of spot of tea. Aeon, what is Raz doing?
Raz will take a glass of water and then press to digitate it into whiskey.
Okay. Smart. And what's Poppy doing?
I'm just walking in with a glass of strawberry water.
Okay. And finally, Lier. You enter the parlor.
Leftovers.
Leftovers. Yeah, but
Asking if any of them do have some.
Mhm.
Unless they're the type of noble to throw away stuff.
No, they probably keep leftovers.
Alright. Well, maybe a few of those. I'd say the reddest juice they can offer.
The reddest juice, that would be tomato juice.
Sure.
Okay, you have a
I
glass of
was
tomato
actually
juice.
asking for something a little more, like, sweet, but fine. Tomato juice.
You
Works, I
weren't
guess.
being detailed enough.
Something.
Next time I'll ask for cherry. Ugh,
Mhm.
if they have cherries.
Anyone with a passive perception higher than 14?
Perception higher than 4
Passive perception.
passive.
It matches.
15.
Alrighty then.
I have passive. Passive wisdom perception is 12.
Then you don't see it. Then you won't see it. Anyone with that? You will notice that their skin looks a bit dry and itchy.
I told you need more sun.
Kind of looks down.
Ugh. Hmm. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Kind of looks like there's been a fireball near you.
No.
Not red enough.
Just a little bit of dry skin. I'll take care of it. Do you have any? Where's the restroom?
It's down that hallway. Poppy points in the direction of the restroom.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh,
Really weird.
Where's that? Okay.
Maybe she needs a bath.
That's true.
Ilona, I can always dry him off of a fireball. My
Good
fireball's
idea.
probably better. And I was
I don't know
like,
if fireball's fine.
I was like,
And the tub is also clear.
if they need to take a bath, they can take a quick bath.
Poppy looks at Alona. Do you always talk about fireballs?
No, sometimes I just talk about fire in general.
Yep. And sometimes about balls.
Okay.
Besides,
Of course,
I can do more than just fire. I can also do other tricks. But I like fire.
Okay. Poppy just shrugs.
after a few minutes, I'm going to come back with a bit more of a gloss on my skin.
Ah, much better.
That's a
Did you
really
take a
quick
bath?
Yeah, sure.
That
Don't
was
worry,
quick.
I left the restroom just how well, just how I left it. Just almost looks like I didn't touch anything at all.
That sounds odd.
Well, yes, of course it does.
He's just going to go to the restroom.
Okay. Ozzy, you head into the restroom, and is he supposed to see anything? No. It just looks like a
He's
clean
going to check the
restroom.
bath.
Okay. Investigation check.
Just to see if it's wet. Six.
Well,
Should be enough to determine if it's wet.
well, if you look closely, yes, there is a little bit of water in it, but you're not sure when the bath was last used. But someone did use the bath within 24 hours.
Should have been wetter. I don't trust this.
Don't get me wrong. Ozzy's being suspicious about another party member.
He was right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new to that. Ozzy's always suspicious of all the party members.
Is he suspicious of Poppy as well?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
The turtle has a problem with people not being wet enough. There's some kind of oceanic racism going on here.
Yeah.
Oceanic racism, okay.
You're not moist enough.
Oh, God.
Moisturize me.
Oh god.
Moisturize me,
Go away,
Jerry.
Cassandra.
Moisturize me.
Oh good lord.
Check.
Just going to walk back and ask, why is the bath not wetter? Doesn't look
just-
like you just used it.
I used my own rag and just a bit of water. Problem?
Yes?
Okay. Continue.
It's
Anything
not
else?
wet enough.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I know.
Why'd you have to say it like that? Now you just look like a creep.
Moist.
God.
Why is that bad?
Okay.
Poppy's just looking confused.
It
I
doesn't
just
look
thought-
like the bath has been used at all. Well, maybe a couple of hours ago, but not recently. Like it wasn't even warm.
Robert talks up. Have you maybe considered they might have used prestidigitation or something like that to make the bath more clean, to be polite?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I missed a spot, but apart from that,
I don't think so. Nope.
Whatever. Don't worry. He's always suspicious of everyone. He's not
That's not
suspicious of
true.
me.
For a good reason.
Was that was
the-
that fire? Wait a second. Was that fireball flinger that talked?
No, that was Robert. I was talking Robert,
Okay.
the pirate. If I do a higher voice, then it's Alona.
Okay.
I mean, you do look like a pirate. You look good, but you look like a pirate.
That's because I am a pirate.
Yeah.
Currently without a ship and a crew. Because
So not much of a pirate,
sunk,
but, yeah.
but pirate nonetheless. And
Kind of nudges.
Well, I can relate.
oh,
It's like a horse racer without a horse, you know. It's
and I've had multiple time with using my gun, you know.
Like an actor without a stage.
exactly a bard without an instrument.
Bard use instruments?
Yes.
Kind of pulls out my new drum and acoustic guitar.
Like so. Should I play you guys a little something? Something I sang yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Sang it in the cultural district. A lot of people really liked it.
Okay.
Oh, this is.
All right.
Alona goes. Oh, this is gonna be good.
I hope
This is
so.
gonna be good.
He's fired.
What?
Watch me.
With that, I take the acoustic guitar and I start with a song about the stars and the falling of. Basically, with a single major illusion, a star map goes across the area, and with dancing and singing, I recount the tale of the birth of a star to its inevitable fall and destruction. So, I guess, should I?
Performance
I'm
check,
wondering,
yes.
Okay. I was wondering if I should roll or sing.
No, you can also sing it, and it might get you advantage. And if you sing flat, it's gonna give you disadvantage. So you can either do the flat roll or try to get advantage or disadvantage.
Singing in public.
Oh, stay a while. I'll tell you the tale of a star born of night. There, in the emptiness of space, there lied a black face. The stars aligned for the birth of a brother. In its glow, he came, collapsing the dust in the void of cold. There is none other than it for now. In its emptiness lies a breath of new life. For endless eons he left alone, across the starry sky. His travels seen and catalogued, he never thought he'd see the day where he'd meet another like himself one day. His journey was long, but the path was wrong. There was another that came to him.
I can't sing that long. Small lungs.
Okay. Okay.
And that's not in character. Besides,
I think
on
we
the
all agree
spot-
advantage.
Yep.
I was like, how long are they gonna do this? Like, I thought it was gonna be a few notes, but no, advantage.
If I actually wrote a song, could probably go for longer, but right now, singing makes me very hot.
So that likes a pep, but he's as he's by the microphone. Okay, advantage. Like, you definitely get advantage for that one.
Okay.
A bit louder. There we go. Audio balancing. Doesn't matter if you fuck up the roll. Raz is supposed to be not impressed. Well, you 25. The performance was very impressive. Anyone nearby can recognize your talent.
Poppy is just sitting, clapping excitedly.
Thank you, thank you. It's also... illusions can be used for entertainment, but if used correctly, they can be used to frighten or even fool enemies, as illusions do. I have a specific use for them, though. So if you ever need somebody fooled or prank pulled, I'm here.
Alana's looking at pranks, distractions. Yeah, I can use this.
Did she actually say that aloud?
You probably hear her think of that, so then whisper to herself like, "Yes, I can use that to distract something," and then throw a fireball at it.
No illegal or funny business though. I'm no thief or crook.
Still good enough. Yes. So yeah, you've impressed the party. So.
Yes, we definitely don't have any of those here.
Don't?
No.
So. Then Rob is gonna ask the obvious. Lier, do you have supplies to go on an adventure, or do we have to go shopping before we leave the city?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm usually very minimalistic, but if you're offering, I am planning on having a few items here and there, but usually I'll try to get my own money for it.
Do you have money for it?
I mean,
Wait a minute.
where the? Oh, right. Well, is 31G enough?
Depends what you're buying. I know I haven't bought much about anything in the
Well,
city.
I don't really need equipment, like for armor and stuff, but it never really hurts to get a few trinkets to help with magic.
Trinkets, magic. Right, didn't you go to some magic shop before?
Did,
Yes.
but
Right.
stuff wasn't. I think it was the crystal ball. Is that right? But
Glass orb.
glass, yeah, glass orb. But yeah, no, I don't have enough gold to really get some materials. I would want to see if I can make a better instrument for myself. These aren't typically the ones I use.
Like points at the drum and guitar.
Well, Robert goes like, well, I don't really know anything about instruments or other magical stuff. Anyone else? Alona goes like, well, I know magical stuff, but I'm not an instrument kind of person.
Oh, you let me handle the instrument knowledge. I have more than enough experience.
Wait. Alona goes like, look, I had trouble reading this scroll. Maybe you know something. And she goes for her stuff. Here. She puts in front of you a scroll. Hold on, what was that scroll named again? Okay, there's the item name.
I'm guessing you already identified this thing, right?
No, I don't even know what it says, because I can't read it.
I meant the spell.
What spell?
Don't any of you have identify?
I do.
Did you use it on this piece of paper?
This is the first time I'm seeing this piece of paper, so no.
Alright, allow me then. I will... how much time do we have?
Kind of looks at a look.
Anybody know? More than 10 minutes?
We're still waiting for breakfast, right? Or are we going without?
Alright, we have time.
I'm going to ritualistically cast Identify. And that's while using the guitar, you know, to
Strum.
play the ritual.
Okay.
So now we have background music. You know, with the whole trumpets and...
Okay. You won't know. This is gonna. I'm gonna do a little bit of homebrew here because just identifying itself is boring. So I need you to roll 3 d50s because this thing does have security in it, and you're gonna have to roll 3 d50s to see what happens.
Like, these are like straight rolls?
Straight rolls, no bonuses, just straight rolls.
So... 3 D50s?
Yep.
First time I rolled D50.
Yeah, I like to be an oddball. 61 in total. It's not the highest roll you can get. Okay, so the first check. You succeeded. This is a magic scroll with indeed a spell on it. So you will know that. second security check. You do know that this scroll does the words must be read out loud to cast it. The last check, you don't get that.
Well, the most I can get is this is a spell, you gotta read it out loud to be able to cast it, and there's... I don't know, it's kind of hard to identify this thing, so it must be something very powerful. I'm assuming. So, I would suggest not using it until you know it does.
Yeah,
And
I was
if
hoping
you-
someone could read it.
Well, I
what-
didn't read it per se. I identified it.
Uh.
It's, magic to, well, identify. Basically see through and examine magical objects. Common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
What
Poppy
language
leans
is
over and
it?
looks at the scroll, just looking at the words and...
Usually you need a language spell, but like tongues or comprehend language. But hey, if any of you have that spell, go ahead.
What language is the scroll in?
One moment, looking it up again.
Wasn't it, Infernal?
Yeah, it was Infernal.
I can't read whatever language this is, but give me 10 minutes.
All right, just don't read it out loud, or we might all die.
Duly
Is it?
noted. That's very helpful.
It looks very squiggly. Is it normal?
Well, different languages, different way to write.
Okay.
You should see Celestial. Now that's gobbledygook I do not understand.
What's
love it.
celestial?
Another form of writing. Basically, in hindsight, the complete reverse of Infernal.
Oh. So it's square?
I suppose? I mean, Draconic is sharp, I know this. Well,
Okay.
I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, it's Infernal, aka Abyssal. So you want to identify reads, right?
I will cast Comprehend Languages over the 10-minute of ritual and
Okay.
place my hand on the surface of the scroll and attempt to read the language.
Okay.
In my head, not out loud.
All right then. As you read the scroll, at least eventually we start reading the scroll.
Oh,
And Raz, you read the follow. You will read the following. The word to you as you read. This is not word verbatim. I'm just going to give you the version, the quick version. Basically, this is a scroll of summoning. So what kind of summoning? Something that is considered a void gargoyle. You have no idea what it is. You've never heard of this before. And you read it, and it says it will summon this creature to defend any type of vault. It is supposed to be summoned to defend, vault and treasuries.
okay. I'm not hugely versed in magic, but this appears to summon some kind of void gargoyle. I think I translated that properly. Apparently, it defends vaults. Seems oddly specific.
Odd. None of us are
Family
vaults.
vault?
Vault. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Maybe it can help us one day.
Okay.
Can I have my scroll back? He's here like...
Oh, sure.
She takes it and puts it in her bag. I would like... I mean, if I summon it now, I don't think Veronica will be happy, and... Well, I need to know what the Void Gargoyle is so I maybe can control it. Maybe he likes Fireball.
Fireball?
Alright. I swear if that's from the Lich's place. You see Robert groaning under his breath. You're muted.
I was about to say it.
You were muted the whole time.
I will say, if you're going to use it to summon it or anything, remind yourself to designate a place. If it guards, it's gonna guard a place. That's how the word makes it sound. And you met a lich?
Yeah. You?
I've met a few in my time.
So it's not weird.
Not really, if you know where to look. Honestly, the most I met are pretty crusty and boring. Ugh.
Well, I haven't met a lich. We went to this place that may had a lich. We found its vault, but there was no lich there. And there were other things there I'd rather not talk about.
Uh-huh. So... Okay, wait.
Sounds like a fun place.
Like, are liches common for you guys?
Not for me, but I think that was after I joined. That was before I joined, even.
Alright. So, like, any well-known liches in, like, on
Why-
the continent, or...
Well, yeah,
Is
we
that
did
you?
meet... A lot of goes, well, yeah, we did meet that one in the... There was a casino, right? Yeah, and they gave me a scroll of Fireball before I could cast Fireball. And then I liked Fireball.
I
So,
think Mom mentioned that. I think you set a table on fire with goblins, was it?
Yeah, that was after. That's when I used the scroll.
Yep.
Okay, so a pyromaniac, a very zealous turtle, a pirate, an adorable munchkin, and am I missing anybody else?
You forgot Robert.
That's the pirate.
I went unnoticed as well, but I prefer it that way.
Alright then. And with the... Alright. Okay, so... To speed the thing up so we can get some things going. Raz, are you gonna... Alright, so, no, Raz has already done his supplies. Everyone does supplies. Does Papa need any supplies still?
Nope.
Okay, Ozzy's got supplies. And, Liar, do you still want to go buy the glass orb?
Whose pocket am I taking from?
Probably,
sorry.
probably your own, because nobody wants to give you your time of their pocket access yet.
All right. Well, then I don't need anything.
Okay then.
Just give me a magic shot.
Okay then I guess you all want to head towards Rock Band after you had a good hearty breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
How much bacon was on the table?
Veronica, what was Trevor's breakfast? It's your house.
Bacon and eggs and some couple of sausages to go with it.
Well, I'm taking a lot of the meat after most people like took their first plate. Apart from that, yeah, I make myself basically a toast and egg sandwich.
Weird.
You like meat a lot, huh?
Yes. Again,
It's
so-
Stacy.
Yeah.
And Poppy bites down on the sausage.
Adorableness.
I'm gonna take one of the sausages and just hold it back over the hood of the cloak I'm wearing. Drop it. And you see this sort of front half of this little ferret just sort of pop up, grab it, and disappear back in.
Does it bite?
When I ask it to.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Sorry.
When I ask
Music?
it to.
That reminds me of what they tried to do during the combat.
So, is that a familiar or a pet?
Bit of both, but technically it's my familiar.
Alright.
Is there a way I can lower the music on this thing?
I can lower it for you.
Got it. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, then I don't have to load it for the whole stream.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we going as with horses or
Walking.
so just walking?
Oof.
All right.
That's walking.
Well, tell me when we're going.
So, I'm guessing everyone agrees to walking.
Sure.
Although,
I can't afford the affirmative.
although says, well, walking is okay, but I want to see the top of a caravan again.
Is that
You
normal?
going to pay?
Oh, right, it costs
I mean-
money. I guess we aren't in a rush. Maybe we can see things. But I also like riding on top of carts. Roberts doesn't seem to care.
Poppy just finishes up breakfast and heads off to the main hall.
Okay, I guess we have enough information. We're gonna start a complaining war about walking. As you all eventually reconvene the main hall, you'll decide, alright, we're going walking. Some of you probably put on your special walking shoes and head out.
Pair of
Poppy
shoes
puts
is
on the
cheaper
shoes
than
that
brand new.
that Veronica gave her.
So, the first thing you're gonna do is head out the city. Roll me a D100, and anyone who would like to listen to some rumors, a perception check,
Alright.
because you're gonna head out the city. And I'm not gonna assume that Ozzy's not leading the party, so
Ooh, can I?
no.
So perception, right?
Yeah, perception. Wow, everybody's gonna hear stuff, so it seems like it.
Nah.
Nah. And there's only a D100.
I basically put my. That's basically my passive.
So you're passively listening in. Anyone want to roll D100 for me, please?
I'll do that one.
Before you do it, let's go.
23. Chicken nose, chicken nose, chicken nose, 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 chicken nose, chicken nose, chicken nose, 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 chicken nose, 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 chicken nose, 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 chicken nose, 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 nose. The ones, well, there's all. Aeon, Poppy, Raz, Poppy, as you are walking around in the city and heading towards, well, one of the gates, you overpick a conversation. You hear about what the rest of the party probably already knew, well, most of the party already knew, but you just hear about that one of the princesses of Lagana has been lawfully wedded to someone in Reefton, and that message came in that the marriage is going smoothly, but the princess seems to be trying to set up a tournament in Reefton for the fun of it and things.
Ooh, the princess finally got married. That's cool.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that
things
information
like
will
that
come in handy later.
Hey, Alona. Mom said you and her ran into the princess in the library. Is that true?
Oh, was that the princess? Huh. Yeah, I guess she was the princess. She looked very strong, and fighting tournament, I'm not really sure. I guess people like fighting here, right?
Well, there's a lot of soldiers, so I guess they do.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Wasn't my thing anyway. Your dog. But no, well, your mom talked a lot with the princess, but I barely talked with her. So, but yeah, I guess she's hosting a fighting tournament in Reefton. That's nice for her. Maybe she's also fighting in the casino thing. Posted away with the items again. Good one. You writing it down. Live.
Indeed.
Yeah. Huh. Otherwise, you don't really pick up anything. And are you going through the west gate, or the southwest gate, or the south gate? This is some.
Well, the rest of you know this continent better than I. Which gate is best?
Well, we're close to the south gate, so that would be easiest, I guess.
I'm not native to this area. In fact, it's only your mom. Veronica, your mom. Was it? Oh, what's up?
Could I suggest something?
Go ahead.
How about the West Gate? That's where I came into this town. I'm assuming that's also how we exit, seeing that most of it is surrounded by water.
You came from the southwestern gate, by the way, not the west gate.
Southwest first. I'll adjust that.
Mm-hmm. West gate is further north. Anyhow, I guess you're gonna have to decide. What does the party say? You gonna go for the south gate or the southwest gate?
Well, we can take the northern gate over there.
He's pointing in a random direction.
There's no gate in that area.
Yes, there is.
I don't know. It goes completely different way.
Looks at my map.
Yes, but no.
He grabs his own map. He points at the southwestern gate. Look, here it is.
Yeah, that's the other way.
Yeah, that's north. That's stupid. Folds it back up.
That's north. I guess everyone agrees to go to the north gate.
Fine.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it works.
Sure. Let's go to the North Gate.
That
right.
people finally agree.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
Okay.
by north, I mean south.
Oh, that's north.
okay, so you all decide out to the north gate. You start walking. You walk From the stone path into the dirt path through a section of the city. Just roll me another D100 in perception if you want to roll perception.
Well,
Oh, 40.
perception.
Nice high roll, Ozzy, you finally notice things. Poppy, you don't notice shit. Leah, you don't notice shit.
Oh, I
I'm
hope
too
it's
excited
important.
to be outside
I'm a
in this
bard.
area. I never got
I'm a
around
bard.
got to be here.
Yeah, you are the
My
center of
job's not
attention.
My job's not to give attention. My job's to get attention. Of course, my perception is not going to be high.
So,
Aye, that logic, your stealth must be shit.
Uh,
I know.
no, actually.
Raz and Ozzius, as you're walking through the city, you do eventually overhear something. Raz, you only hear the talk about a fortune. You want to listen in, but at the same time, Ozzius is standing in the way, so you can't pick it up. Ozzius, you hear Ozzius talk about fortune, and it goes something like this. Did you hear? You can make a fortune by selling potions. It's like, what kind of potions? There's a lot of alchemists here. Yes, but if you just make something that looks like a healing potion, you can make millions. And he's like, isn't that forgery? It's like, yes, but, you know, it's easy money.
Selling fake potions is a crime! And he continues to walk away.
Do people talk like, huh?
Poppy just giggles and hurries after Ozzius. That was funny.
Thank you. Selling fake potions is a crime. Congratulations. Good job.
Wasn't
You did.
supposed to be funny?
Well, it was funny.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're heading southwest. You get one. Oh, yeah, you all get stretched out apparently. Either way, you all head towards the southwest gate, and one more perception and D100 if you want to.
Okay, someone else can roll this.
Yeah, go ahead. Lear volunteers. Remember, if you roll a 2, I'll be very upset.
Two.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Oh, bugger.
You're not perceptive enough to whatever's happening.
Oh.
Whoa! Ooh! Ooh! You can still roll perceptions if you want. Ooh! Ooh! That's a high event. Now we get some fun.
Dang, I must have done it wrong.
Yeah, you probably did exclamation mark again.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
2. Okay. Lier! You start hearing a rumor, something that sounds like a juicy rumor. The first word you hear is, I saw something interesting, and then you walk into a lantern pole. Bonk! You take no damage, but you won't catch the rest of the conversation because you're too busy nursing a small headache.
What?
You take no damage, but you're now nursing a small headache, therefore you won't hear the rest of it. Aeon, you were distracted by Leah walking into a pole.
Fair enough.
Ozzius, you hear this rumor a bit. I saw something interesting. Apparently, someone saw, and then you try to listen in, but then they noticed you and they started listening. Poppy, you hear what they're saying next. I saw someone teleport out of the city. They were wearing, I didn't see much of them, but they had red glowing eyes. And I first saw red hair. Apparently they were talking with someone and then they teleported out of the city. The other guy just also... I've tried to see where they went, but apparently they also walked off. Maybe teleported as well. Pretty neat. I think it was some of the secret meeting? That's what Poppy
Ooh.
hears.
Ooh, that was neat.
Did
Ozzy's just
anybody
going to
get
try to walk
I
back,
can't
circle
around
around
in
him.
my head.
Ah, did
Oh,
anybody get
you
that-
want to hear about the red-haired person warping away?
red person?
And Ozzy's
red,
gone back.
red hair person.
Like, I remember now the bounty had a person with that description, right?
Yeah, you know about that bounty.
Wasn't there a bounty on a red-haired person?
Bounty?
Yeah, apparently most of the alarm of the town, from what I've heard. And that was just the first guardhouse I went to. Do you guys know anything about that?
Oh, maybe it's the lady that Mom was talking about. The lady that took Pops. The one with the scary sword.
Oh yes. Maybe.
Lana.
Well,
Okay, so-
they said she was with another person, and then it just poof. They teleported away.
Wait, are you saying you guys have experience with these people?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and then yeah, they were kidnapping nobles for some sort of nefarious thing. We don't know what. Fluff, and you see this, and then when you hear Fluff, you see this little fairy dragon popping out from the bag of Elona. He turned the guy with the needles into a frog, and Raz, was it? You charmed the lady.
Yes, I did.
Nice going.
Thank you.
Charms are very useful for shutting down fights, especially on less intelligent people.
They can
Oh.
also turn people into chickens, right,
Well,
Fez?
making them believe they're chickens as well. So, you're saying you guys defeated them before, right?
Well, I was
that's
like-
pretty.
Well, Rob's like, defeated. Well, yeah, I guess we got him captured, but apparently they escaped again.
Shouldn't you
Yes,
guys
slippery
go
devil.
after them again? I mean,
Well,
No.
maybe-
by the time we learned they'd escaped. So,
Right. Well, I guess at some point I might enjoy a piece of the action as well. I guess we might just keep going though. Apparently, the
Also-
point is we're going too far.
Rebel speaks up. Besides, Veronica is staying here in the city in case they show up, so they'll probably have a way of finding us again. And we are just going to go somewhere else, and who knows, maybe they happen to be there and we can catch them. Will be useful.
That would be convenient. Yes.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. Okay, and then you head out of the southwestern gate. And we finally get to leave the great city of Lagana behind. Maybe for the time being, maybe forever. And you're now in the regional maps. Yay. As you make your way outside of the southwestern gate in this area, you walk
Music
across...
change.
No, you still get this music for the regional map. Ha! It's not until you're out of the regional map. You probably lost an hour on walking. Because you were going the right way. Now you're going down the main road. You see several caravans. And also travelers coming through past you and such, so... But nothing really stands out of the ordinary right away. You are walking and just enjoying nature. It's nice. It's relaxing. Nothing really seems of danger here because, well... Who would be foolish enough to cause problems within a military faction. Then again, there were people who tried. As you're walking down the road, you keep walking, and let's do a little funsies.
Oh dear.
Rolling, 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 rolling. Okay. Okay. As you keep walking towards what you believe is the border of Lagana, at least that's the city you're going to, you eventually stop for a moment, as the road seems to be closed off by what looks like a fallen over caravan.
That's not good.
Well, I would suppose we should go over, right? As people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let us investigate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you head towards the caravan that's tipped over, and you see that what was on the caravan lays on the ground. The cart is tipped over, and you see all kinds of lances and halberds on the ground. This turned out to be a military caravan that's tipped over. And some guards are also surrounding it, and one of the guards stops you. Sorry, road is closed. You have to go around.
Did you drive into a hole?
Something spooked the horses.
Oh. Are they okay?
Yeah. It's supposedly fine. Horses are fine. They're not injured. It's just accidents happen and it's keeping the road up. We're just checking for any damages.
All right. Guess
You want me to blow them up with a fireball?
Kind of looks at
No.
looks at the crazy person like, why would you suggest that?
No. Just go around over the grass for a bit. It's fine.
I'm starting walking around into the grass. Jeez.
Puppy hurries after.
Free roast?
Mm-hmm.
So, Poppy, you said you didn't travel much. Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing you're from Lagana?
Well, not really. It's where I've been a lot of time, but Mom was not from Lagana. She came to Lagana to marry Pop. She found me, like, I don't even remember where. She just found me and took me with her. So, yeah.
So I'm guessing you have a small case of amnesia then.
I think so. Mom says so anyway.
Well, you can rest assured I have a bit of an amnesia myself.
Oh,
I have. Yeah, no, I just like woke up, like outside of, like just a bit further away than this place. But apart from that, yeah, no, not many memories, if at all. Just your typical common knowledge, mayhaps. Maybe it's even that's a little false. But apart from that, blank slate.
oh wow.
Yep. But honestly, I'm glad I was able to find my way over to, well, a decent party, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still have to see. Kind of throws a look back to the others.
Mm-hmm. You can see Robert doing mumbling something and making a somatic sign.
Well, in any case, it's been a while since I've taken a very long walk like this, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Obviously can't remember when.
As you keep walking, you eventually reach to the city which is called the Border of Lagana. A very uninspired name, but then again, this place has very uninspired names to begin with. You come into this city. It is, of course, much smaller than the great city of Lagana, but it still has some decent size. And well, some of you actually went through this city. One of you actually had to be in the city for a little bit, and the rest of you, it's pretty much new. So, do you do anything in the city, or are you just gonna move along towards for the Iron Wall?
Poppy just adjusts her backpack, looking around. She's like,
She just looking around?
Oh. By the way, any of you can help me out with something? I might need a little few more supplies. So, if we could just make a quick pit stop to the nearest general store, it would be very much appreciated.
Oh, sure. Let's go to the general store. There's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm guessing we find one.
Well, you've been in the Border of Lagana, and you did go to a general store here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
then you're gonna go to the border. Then you will pretty much lead them to a general store, and congratulate. And you come to the building, what looks like a general store, and outside is it's a nice sign waving in the wind that says "General Store."
They fixed it. All right.
Fix.
Well,
Robert says, "Fix what?"
never mind.
Hmm.
And
Never mind what.
never mind that.
What?
Points at a random direction. And as soon as they start looking, I'm just gonna start walking into the general store.
Sneaky
Poppy
individual.
just hurries after.
Just out of curiosity, did you actually look in the direction I pointed?
Yes.
Robert's also looking. Alona's looking. Raz, are you looking?
Poppy
I'm
wasn't
going
looking.
into
She
the
just follows
store.
after the year.
Raz,
I
what about
chuckled
you?
to I definitely chuckled to myself before entering.
Raz is going into the store.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you enter this general store, generalism. I'd laugh at that. You come across the your not famous, but you come across what looks like to be an Aaron Cochra.
Aaron
Shop-
Cochra?
Aaron Cochra, is that what I'm
Close.
saying?
I just have an image in my head now.
You know what I mean. The bird
How
people,
do you know that's not his name?
shopkeeper.
It might be Aaron.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Ah, customers, welcome all. How can I be of service?
So, do you have some more meat I could buy?
Oh, yeah, you're the meat lady. You bottle of meat. Ironically, we have a new supply in, yes.
Please don't call me the meat lady. That just sounds so wrong.
Oh, that's how I remembered you at the moment. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You didn't mean anything by it, I'm sure. Okay. So, what do you have?
Let's see. Supply list. Ah, here it is. We currently have 2 pork roasts, 10 large slabs of steak, and a mutton chop.
Hmm. How big are the pork roasts?
It's a full-on pork roast. It's the size of a pig.
So they went the whole hog.
So, question to you guys. If I buy this, are we all going to partake in some roast? I don't mind cooking.
Far be it from me to turn down good food.
Alona, as long as I can light the fire.
Sure.
Yay!
Might make it a magic roast. Well, in any case, 1 pork roast, please. Does anybody have a bag of holding? I actually don't have one, I just realized.
Funny you say that.
He goes into the back and goes to get the pork roast. And he returns with a whole hog.
Don't forget.
Okay.
Does he also write that down on the table of contents?
I will do when I update it later.
Okay.
I do have to ask. So, what do you mean? Funny I should ask. Do you have 1 or 2, 3?
I'm just going to reach into the pouch at my side, lift out the sword in there, and then drop it back in.
Okay. Can we use that to store the pork?
I presume so. I've got other food in there.
All right. Oh, I didn't quite hear that. Sorry.
I presume so. I've got other food in there.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'll just. Kind of has a little bit of trouble grabbing the whole pork thing. Because I'm kind of petite.
Strength check.
Is this how I end? Crushed by a pork roast?
We can only hope.
Rude.
Well, at least you will be hogging the spotlight.
Your death will be delicious.
As
A
you
little help here. A little
lift,
help.
as you lift up, you're like, a little help here, a little help, and you're not crushed. You're just having an embarrassing moment.
Small girl needing assistance, please. Get
I'm
this.
going to-
Coming! Puppy comes over and tries to help lift it.
Anyone
I'm
else?
just
At
gonna-
2 we, at 2 we can do it.
I'm going to stretch open the entrance to the bag of holding and just go 5-second rule.
No, come on, it didn't touch the floor.
Okay. Yeah, you can also roll another strength check, just to get off. And your combined efforts will have to do.
Hopefully.
Ooh, yeah, you have a very bad strength.
Yes. Oh, hey!
Hey!
Ah!
With your combined efforts, you get the hog off and into the bag.
I'm
That was-
guessing now I'm full of hog juice. Oh, that sounded so wrong.
Yes, but you said it. You said it, not me.
I know.
I was gonna say you
Meat
might
juice.
be, yeah, a bit oily. I was gonna say, but now you're sending me juices, so it's on you, not me.
You know what? Seeing as you've offered to cook us food, Raz is going to use a prestidigitation to start cleaning your clothes off.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Trying to still stay at somewhat of a distance from you while you prestidigitate, but hey, apart from that,
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, should we get going now? I think that's from me.
You still have to pay
Oh, right. How much?
3 gold.
Will do.
and gives the good Rakokra 3 gold.
3 gold for a full hog. Nice. 3 gold. Thank you. And now the bag of holding has a full-on roast hog ready for.
Ready for roasting.
Anything else you would need? Maybe some lamp oil, rope. No.
Okay.
The last one doesn't. The last one.
Wait. Okay. Now this is out of character, okay? But I gotta do it.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough gold.
Thank you. But I didn't say bombs because for one reason, general stores do not sell bombs in this place. And second, if someone says bombs, Alona is gonna go act up.
Dynamite?
No.
Can Poppy look around the store to see if there's anything she's interested in?
Sure, perception check.
Not investigation? Okay.
Oh, you want to have to proceed. You're not investigating. Investigating is if you look for something more specific.
Okay.
And you're just looking
Well,
for something
Oh,
you like.
Jesus!
Nice. I'm gonna do a perception check as well since Poppy's taking their time to look.
Okay. Go ahead. Anything you're looking in particular for?
I'm just looking for anything I've never seen before. Because Poppy is a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You see seashells. You see.
By the seashore?
Listen here, you little shit.
I've
Listening.
seen what you did there.
No. You see seashells. You see some shiny ores. You see. Well, pretty much a lot of things that you mostly see in a general store, but some of those look different because you're closer to the river and such. As for Liad, okay, what are you looking for? Anything specific? Or are you just looking around?
Just looking around at
Yeah.
like, just...
Well, there's some nice shiny
behind
rocks,
you.
shiny rocks, some ore materials, and nothing really that says like, this is something I need. And Poppy doesn't tell us, not really. It's a general store. You're not gonna find
Yeah,
something that specific in a general store.
I know. I was just looking. And,
I guess we don't really need a flint.
I'm guessing the pork roast came with the stick, right?
What do you mean with the stick? Oh, you mean the stick through it? Yeah, it does.
Okay, that's enough. Well, that'll be enough for us.
Well, I think we're done shopping. Shall we keep going? Daylight's still young.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Daylight has an age?
Technically. Also, it's figurative to time, but yeah, okay, maybe a bit too complicated for you. Yes. On hindsight, day gets older when it's darker.
Okay.
Brighter, it's still young.
Okay.
If that's a good analogy.
Okay.
Well,
Walks out of the store, guessing.
Poppy just follows along, adjusting her backpack.
Okay. Everyone else is following, I guess.
Yeah, this place looks quite secure. So.
yeah, there were no need to summon a fiendish gargoyle to guard the place, I'm sure.
Alana goes, nah. I can fireball it. I can fireball things.
Eh. Okay, I'm guessing we're continuing our road then.
Yep.
Past the place.
Mhm.
Alrighty then.
As you
Off
leave,
to Ironwall.
As you leave the city of the Border Lagana behind, you go over the bridge towards Fort Iron Wall, which stands tall in the distance. Some more caravans and things come across the way. You don't encounter anything of note. It's nice and quiet, except someone talking about a 40. You do hear something about a 64 component spell. Someone's reading about. It's like, this thing, and he's talking to someone else. This thing needs 64 components. Is that even correct? Hmm.
Sounds expensive.
So, anybody want to go ask them what that's about?
Well, no. I don't really want to cast a spell with 64 components. That's ridiculous.
It could be a very powerful spell that involves fire.
Robert's like, I was like, please don't get her started. We'll be here all day.
At night. And more days and more nights.
Alright.
Robert goes, besides, it might have been miswritten. I mean, 64 components? What are you trying to kill?
Not unheard of. The more components, or potent Z component, the better or stronger a spell can be sometimes. But that's only some spells, from what I can...
It sounds...
guess.
Doesn't man have like 64 bones or something? Maybe you're trying to magic a human or something.
That wouldn't be too surprising, using every bone in your body to conjure some magic.
Would that make a big fire? And then Robert goes like,
no, but it would make you extremely squishy.
let's not go into that. Could be some weird magic we don't want to get involved with.
Most likely.
Okay. I guess you all move along. I guess Ozzy the Raz has nothing to say about that?
No.
Sounds like necromancy to me, and I try to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm. You move towards Fort Ironwall, and as you go across the road, you enter the first gate and walk through the roads that go through the fortress itself. It's a leisurely stroll with more caravans coming through in and out. You also notice that some of the caravans go through gates within the walls into the fort itself. Otherwise, it seems nice and quiet. Nothing really of note, just military stuff, food, trade, everyone going through.
Are the walls actually made out of iron?
Yes, actually. Well, partially. There is still some stone and wood used for structure, but most of the outer walls are made of iron.
Seem to name things very literally around here.
Poppy walks up to the wall and knocks on it to see if she can find the iron in the wall.
Well, first she's knocking the stone, and eventually when you come out to the other side, she knocks the other one, and then it goes dong, dong, dong. Yep, that's iron.
Found the iron!
So, did anybody ever cast heat metal on that thing?
Why would I do that?
Robert, hello.
Just food for thought.
Well, no, I haven't.
Would the
Don't know
whole
that one.
thing lit up, or would it just be one part of the wall?
Robert's like thinking. I don't want to piss off the guards. So I don't want to find out.
Wise choice.
But Lone is like, would that make a big fire?
No.
Aw.
Probably roast a few things, huh?
Anyway, as you leave the foot animal behind, you keep walking. Some more time passes. It's getting more near. It's now near lunchtime. Robert does his little somatic thing again. You come to over here with the wall and the bridge, and you head out of it. The guards don't really ask anything. If you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave. You only need a passport to get inside of Lagana. You don't need a passport to leave Lagana.
Bye! Puppy waves as she goes.
The guards just wave enthusiastically back, trying to keep a good image. And eventually you make yourself out of the regional map of Lagana and into the wide blue yonder. That's what wide blue yonder means, right?
So, wait a minute.
That-
Remind me. The one who had the map was the turtle, right?
Everyone has a map except you.
Right. Can somebody show me their big maps? Just for a moment.
I go into my bag. Puppy reaches into her bag and just tries to. Well, she removes her bag from her back and starts rummaging through it, looking for the map. No, Mom put it in there somewhere. Oh, here it is. I hold it out to Lier.
Let me just look at this. Okay, well, band's right over there. I'm guessing I can see the mountain from here, right? At least.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too far. I'm gonna take out the piece of paper I had earlier and just make my own map, basically copying what I'm seeing from the map onto the paper, and that counts as a stain. I'm sure it won't go away after a while, right?
What, this black thing?
Hmm?
Oh no, that's supposed to be something else. That's no longer necessary.
No, I'm casting prestidigitation to stain the paper different colors to make a new map.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing it will stay on the paper.
All right, you had Ragnarok Online music for this.
I decided to put new music in.
Okay.
According to this, it'll only stay on the map for an hour.
Yeah.
Ah, dang. Well, at least I'll have my map for at least 8 hours.
Okay.
You could have just bought a map at the general store.
I like to complicate my life.
Oh, we can help you.
No, I'll do that on my own.
No. It's a team effort.
Puppy just rolls up her map and puts it back in her bag.
Yeah, I did give it back.
Okay. So as you head down the road westward, you walk for about 45 minutes, and then I need you all to roll a perception check.
Oh dear.
That's the name of the other show.
I will remember the roll
Right.
someone else. There we go.
Worst.
Right. So the other two probably will just not see it. Allows basically Fluff. Robert is reading his book as he walks along. Lier, you look around, and this place seems this part of the road seems a bit familiar, but you don't know what. Anyone above 15? When you look south of it, you see what looks like a small crater.
There's a hole in the ground over there.
Yes.
All did you see closely? Yes, that looked like something crashed into the ground there.
Yep, something crashed here.
Well, let me go take a look.
I'm just going to run over to that crater.
Okay.
Puppy hurries after. But she's curious.
I'm just.
Ozzy's going to follow.
Well,
Yes.
I'm running a little fast right now, maybe even
Well.
dashing.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy's going to dash as well.
Oh, you sassy bitch!
Ah, dang. Looks like I tripped.
You tripped?
Yes.
Uh,
Right into the hole.
okay. You roll down the hole, and then you land something that looks like a pose like this.
I'm sorry, could you do that face again?
Yamcha pose.
Yamcha pose.
I... You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Mm-hmm.
Just rubbing that out before anybody gets too close.
Osseous, perception and insight, because you were probably close enough to see that. Mm-hmm.
I think I dropped something while falling into this hole.
As Osseous, as you look through in the hole, you just see them. You see Leanne looking, going for the ground a bit. Nothing. Huh. Well, you don't see them doing anything weird, but they're just looking around. It's a bit odd. With your insight, though, you do notice that Lier seems to know something about this hole, but you don't know what.
This hole looks like a perfect fit for you.
Wait, are you saying I belong in a ditch now? That's just mean.
I didn't mean that, but that's a really good point.
Huh?
Are you
I don't get
always
it.
this?
Alright.
Me neither. Anyways, this just looks like a hole. I did grab what I just dropped as well.
Oh, let me just check with you. And he tries to go down. I don't know how deep it is, by the way, but...
Make sure
Dex.
you don't-
If you didn't
make sure
know,
you
then
don't
you need to do a
trip.
dex saving throw to see if you don't turtle flop.
Wait a minute.
Nope.
Nope. So,
Just
Even-
a second.
what are you doing? I'm giving you a second before the turtle flops over.
Boop, boop, boop.
This is going to rapidly start turning into that YouTube video again. Where's the bard? They're in the hole.
What hole? What?
But did somebody say? Did somebody say in the hole?
Thank you.
Goddamn. Oh, but I will say this looks like some kind of imprint.
And then you notice there's a turtle barreling into the hole towards you.
Like wait a second, are they tumbling after me?
They're tumbling in towards you.
Yeah. Fucking- I am
Um,
moving away from the landing spot.
yeah,
Hopefully-
athletics or acrobatics, you pick. To make sure you don't get bowled over.
I'm definitely not going to go for an athletics. That's for sure. Just Oh, whoops. Typo.
Then it won't roll. That's the nice part of it. It won't show your flop to me. What? Oh. And the Discord won't beep during streaming.
Hey, Dirty 20.
Okay. Hey, Dirty 20. You jump out of the way from the tumbling turtle. jump away from the big tumbling turtle in time. And Ozzy, as you land down, you look at what looks like the imprint down the ground, and yeah, it looks like a rabbit was imprinted on it. Like there's a rabbit in the hole.
Oh, bunny.
Weird.
Bunny? Where?
How heavy
Oh, over
are the-
here. It's an imprint.
How heavy
Just be
are the
really
rabbits?
careful if you go down.
You see Alona looking down. Maybe Garrick threw a meteor at those rock things that hit me before. Maybe they threw it at the bunny as well.
What did that bunny do to it?
I don't know. Garrick just get me kind of a jerk sometimes.
Who's Garrick's?
That's the thing that put a hole in your roof.
I thought you put the hole in the roof.
Well, I may have talked to Garrick. Focus, camera, focus.
Focusing.
There we go. I may have tried to ask Garrick something and then he threw a stone at me. Probably this is another stone that he threw at a rabbit.
You
Must have
call
been a
that
talking rabbit.
You call that a stone?
It looks a bit. It would look a bit small. Stop it! I don't need White Moon Raven and glasses pulls. Moving on. But yeah. Like, who knows? Maybe it was just an evil bunny?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but sure, you're the expert, I guess, on that guy.
Or maybe...
Well, Mom had this like really weird story about these guys looking for like this goblet or something, and they got stopped by an evil rabbit.
Huh.
I'm
I
sorry,
guess
what? A rabbit?
I don't know. It was really weird play. The guys were really funny though.
It's
like,
just an
made the-
imprint, right?
Yeah. It's just an imprint of a rabbit.
No corpses.
No corpses.
Well, they're funny.
It looks a bit charred. The dirt does look charred up, so...
Well, we should probably stop getting distracted by this unfortunate... Like, do we even call this unfortunate? I don't even see any bones, which is kind of troubling.
Alona comes closer. There's also no rock in it. I guess if anyone else was nearby, they probably ate the rabbit, took the bones and the rock.
I mean, was it a special rock?
Well, that rock did have some metal that looked familiar. Oh, right. Yeah, it was that rock. And she pulls out the rock and holds it up. Are you gonna... are you gonna check it?
I would, yes.
Investigation check.
Oh, wrong tab.
One moment, there's a kitty looking at me. She wants milk, so I'll be back.
That's fine. We're having fun. We're having fun here, people.
Yes.
Investigation, right?
Yeah, because you're investigating the rock to look at it. Well, with that, I can say definitely you will look closely at the rock, and this rock, despite still looking a bit on the warm end, you look closely at it, and you do see that there's a piece of metal stuck in it. If you look at when you try to look at it closely, you not really can discern it as well because it looks a bit charred up.
Do you mind if I look at it a little closer?
Sure. Why not?
Just going to take take it and just kind of rub it a bit. Just see if I can clean it off a bit.
History check.
History check?
History check in this case.
Oh, I almost did an exclamation mark.
Almost.
Almost. I will not be fooled and bamboozled again.
Yes, you will.
13. As you look closely at the piece of metal, it's stuck inside the rock. You look at it, and you start to think, wait a minute. You know this piece of metal. And you put two and two together, and you're like, wait, this is it, isn't it?
Oh, wait. I think I know this rock.
You do?
Yeah. Could by any chance have it?
Well, it's my rock, and I'd like to keep it. I mean, it almost tried to kill me.
How about if I find something I can trade with you with? Once I find something. Would you give me the rock then?
Well, if you got something good to trade, sure.
Alright.
Just hands them back the rock.
She takes it back and puts it back in her into her bag.
Well, I guess we should keep on moving for now, right?
Yep. Rob's like, I guess so. If it's not so soon on rock, I mean, there's no rock, no rabbits, nothing else here. I gotta get moving because it's gonna be a long walk.
You can start walking. I just gotta stretch a bit. That fall kind of messed up my back a little.
Also, there's still a turtle in the crater.
I'm gonna try and help him out if he's incapable of exiting the crater.
I'll try to get out.
If I'm even able to do anything with my +1 strength.
Well, it depends on how the turtle, if the turtle needs help.
Do you?
He'll probably be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I've had a little ta-ta-ta. Ow, my knee. You keep heading west towards the split in the road. As you arrive there, well, you see split in the road with a sign, with south pointing across Ghana and to the north, pointing towards Rock Band. You're naturally going to head north and and someone can roll a D100.
Oh, okay.
Whose turn is it?
You
We should
decide.
have rented a cart and horses. That would have been quicker.
Yeah, because now it's later in the afternoon.
I hope that's good. I'm also going to use
Hey.
prestidigitation to chill my shoes.
That's pretty good.
We don't know that.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good roll.
Suddenly the world ends!
Wait,
I'm
what?
I'm bullshitting. Okay, let's see. What did we get on the way for 100?
Oh, it's the golden dragon again.
No,
What?
no, that's in a different section of the continent. That's in a different section of the continent.
It has wings.
Yes, but it doesn't It doesn't journey that far. You still have your golden dragon skills. Yes, we know. Stop it. Okay. Okay. Let me do one little thing. Free. Okay. I guess we're doing this.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You guys wanted to have... It's gonna be... So, as you walk, the roads seems pretty empty for this time of day. Kind of odd. Kind of odd. Yeah, okay, I have it ready. And then across from the road, you see lying on the ground what looks like some sort of person just laying in the middle of the road.
I'm going to move a little closer, a little faster. Just checking in on what the heck's going on with this poor sod in the road.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Your connection to the server's been interrupted. What?
That's lag. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay, it's gone now. Phew.
Mm-hmm. As you come closer to this person, you notice that they're a bit rotund in nature and they're hooded, so you don't really see them. You only see them from the backside.
Sorry. You good?
There's no response.
Okay, gonna rush a little faster.
Hey, cleric dude. Think we're gonna need some help. Fat guy in the road, falling down, can't get up. Move.
I hurry on over and
I'm just looking him over. If I poke him like you know, like just poking him with my foot on his shoe, does he react?
He wiggles a little, seems breathing.
Is he on his face or on his back?
On his face.
Okay, I'm gonna try and help flip him over without crushing myself again.
He's smaller than you, so...
Oh, he's maybe a dwarf. Okay, I'm gonna try and roll him over.
Okay, as you roll him over, you see under his hood, and you look at his face, and his face is that of a fish.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Okay.
He seems to be knocked out.
I'm just gonna
why
pull out
this
my.
music?
I'm gonna pull out my water skin and just spray it on his head.
You spray some water on his head.
Okay.
And
now
he still seems a bit passed out. The rest of you all join in one age, and everyone looks at it. And
I'm gonna start smacking his face a little, like, wake up, wake up, wake up.
does anyone want to do any checks before? Like, check what the kind of person this is? Instead of
just general check what's going on, what's wrong with person.
you're just
Wait a
smacking him.
minute.
Like, wake up, wake up, wake up. Not really helping with that.
Is that a history check or a...
You can do a nature check, a history check, or... Yeah, history or nature.
I'll just do nature check.
Yeah.
Sir, wake
One, two.
up.
You have
Oof.
never seen this.
Okay.
You don't know what kind of weird fish face person this is.
The
Okay.
fuck is that?
And I was like, huh? And I was like, hmm. And Ozzy, anything you're doing?
Yeah, I wanted to check what's wrong with him.
Oh, then you need to do a medicine check as well.
I'm actually going to. Well, okay, never mind.
Mm-hmm. Nature check, you have no idea what it is, but medicine-wise, you know this thing is exhausted and passed out of exhaustion.
Yeah, you just need some rest. We should probably move you a bit to the side. And he starts dragging the person away.
Even though it's being
I'm gonna
smacked.
help with that.
Poppy! 22! You know, you recognize this. From your studies, you also, and seeing the nature of this thing, you recognize this as a Kuatoa. I knew it! I like it. I knew it moment! That's why this...
I think this is a Kuatoa?
Wait a minute, you're telling me this is one of the little fish people?
I think so. It's the same as in the book that Mom gave me, so I think so.
I should have paid more attention to the bestiary.
The history check to see what you remember of Kuatoas.
What the heck is a Kuatoa?
Fish person.
I
I know that because this one is one.
Okay, now I'm just
Smile.
history, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Poppy also rolled a history.
Hey, dirty 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We don't have those where I come from.
Mm-hmm. So, the Kuatoa, as in both of you actually got this check. The Kuatoa are known as creatures from the Underdark. They are fish people that live mostly in tribes. They are considered very gullible creatures, but they mostly yet they're also pretty sadistic. Which is weird to find one in the middle of the road here, in the middle of the land. What's the Kuatoa doing here of all things? Seems very out of place. Especially since they can't stand sunlight as well.
Wait, they can't stand sunlight. Oh, let's see.
I have a tent drape, right?
Yeah, you have that thing.
Okay, I'm just going to put this over him, like make a small tent for him.
Okay, guys, we gotta wake him up. Turtleman, can you do some healing magic?
I don't have anything that heals.
He's not hurt. He's tired.
Yeah. Give him energy? No.
No.
Can we bring him along? Like, actually, both my hands together, like, please.
What do you mean?
Take him to where? There's no water in Rock Bend. Or at least not
No.
big areas of water.
I don't think that they can. Well, they can live in water, I think, but they can actually walk on land. I actually remember a bit about these creatures. Let's just say I would suggest that we make sure he's a little well. I mean, we could just take him over and just make sure that, he's well at least until he wakes up. Can't just leave him in the middle of the road, right?
Well, we could.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, we could, but we shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
I guess so.
All right. Like, how heavy is this little fish dude?
You can lift him. He's slightly heavy for you, but nothing. But it's not. He is lighter than the hog.
Okay, much lighter than the hog. Good. Let's see.
Yeah, 17 kilograms.
Okay, I can work with this. Well, okay. I'll do it like this. It's gonna be a bit of a rough journey, but I'm gonna start using the tent drape to actually drag him along. Well, off we go.
Are you dragging him along the way towards Rock Band?
Yeah, but when you have the tent, like I'm not dragging him directly onto the ground. He's on the tent and I'm dragging him along. Let's see how far we can go before we have to stop.
Robert's like, I'll help.
Woo!
Yeah, if it's just dragging on the ground, it's not going to last long.
Okay, right. Well, if you want to help carry him a bit,
No thanks.
No.
okay. Well,
What's this?
I'm guessing me and Robert have one side of the thing.
Yeah. I was just looking, it's like, can we eat that fish, man?
No.
Oh, if we roast it with a fireball,
No.
yes.
Trust me, you do not want to eat these. Trust me.
But we haven't tried it yet, so what's...
No, don't.
Ah.
It's a sentient being.
Yeah, so are fish. And cows. And you
Regular-
have been eating bacon, and pigs are really smart, you know. So, you
Yes,
stupid
but-
little man.
Okay,
Stupid
dude.
woman thing.
Can pigs talk?
Yes.
Can you communicate with pigs without magic?
Yes.
Understand every word, every syllable.
Words? No, but you can still communicate.
Why am I arguing with you? Anyways, let's just keep this guy alive for a little longer.
Hypocrite. Ilona walks away.
Okay. I guess we all continue walking along with the resting Kuatawa in the back.
Seriously, why make Mel music?
Trust me, it fits him.
Ah!
I guess since we're back to adventuring and not trying to fully wake up the Kuatoa by slapping him silly.
And waterboarding.
I thought fish at first glance. I saw him lying there. It was fish at first glance.
Okay. Taking a moment away. Taking a moment away. Moving on. You head
This is
further
the place
north.
for those jokes.
And as you keep moving wrong, you come across a lot of time passes. Oh my god, there's a DM. I need to check. Why do people keep DMing me for streams? Oh, that's not the right one. Good luck.
Uh-oh.
Anyhow, you are moving towards you. A few hours pass. Your Kuatoa buddy still doesn't wake up. There's probably still resting off a lot of exhaustion. Considering there's the Lake of Creation nearby, and considering the distance it must travel, it must be very pooped. If there's a Kuatoa, if there's a water, unless he's from the ocean, which is even further away, so you don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
You ask that. You come to us next crossing the road. You know where Rock Band is and head towards the way. You may now roll a D100 for an event.
Oh dear. Who wants to roll this time?
Who? Can I roll the second time?
Any one of you gets to decide this.
I've already rolled twice, so let someone else do another time.
Raz?
Hey, me.
Okay.
Is it okay?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
This is a party decision, not mine.
Okay. Well, 3, 2, 1.
26. Let's check. Oops.
And then a dragon came.
No. No. Okay.
I was kidding.
Okay. No, I'm just checking my notes. I can safely say that you come across nothing. It's just quiet. The birds are flying around.
The birds are singing, the flowers are blooming. Days like these, kids like you should be burning in hell.
Okay, yeah. Undertale reference aside, you're going to rock. You keep traveling, and Eventually, you find yourself in the city of Rock Band. Give me a moment. I have a new song for that one. Ah, there it is.
So can we smuggle
Really?
a fishman?
Huh?
So now the question remains: how to smuggle fishmen?
I just realised something. I made the joke after last session, but we have arrived in Rock Band. We have a bard with a guitar who is a hero.
That is very coincidental. Trust me for that. Ras,
Don't care, I called it.
Poppy, and Leah. And I guess I need to load in a fish token.
Yay! Fish buddy.
Give me a moment. You're knocked out fish body. Buddy. Body. Well, it is a body, but it's also a buddy.
I mean, it's a live body.
Buddy.
I cannot find an icon for it. That's not... Oh yeah, that's Alona's little fireball trick.
Hey guys, look at this thing! It's weird!
It doesn't... That mostly just recovers. It says, oh yeah, I did that. Ah, fuck it.
The grass looks really weird here.
Yeah.
I cannot find a good token for it, so you just get a fish token. It's like, oh yeah, I did that. Looks like the grass is mostly grown back.
Oh, let me just fix it and make it clear again.
Oh, come on. And, well,
Oh no,
just...
this is important.
Who's drawing over there?
Okay. Does her work with the fireballs?
Here's your... Here, fish token.
I could do better.
I kind of want to call him Little Buddy.
Who?
The fish. If anybody knows, they know.
Okay, so what are you doing to recover the grass?
Oh, not recover the grass. To burn it further.
Oh.
Clear again.
Oh, notice like
Fireball.
she can help. She can help. Oh, did you fireball?
Oh,
Eh.
that's what Elena is doing.
Okay, Alona. Okay. Alona reburns the grass to make us the smiley face again.
Better.
What was that for?
Make sure it stays there.
Why?
Fire!
Personally shrugging as well.
Remember, this is Alona talking.
So that.
Okay. Everyone, are we done?
Fire? Yes.
Assuming. Is the fishman still not waking up?
No, he's still knocked out, even after some travel. So, you go past the warehouse district, and past the guards who notice that you're carrying someone. They look curiously. Do you say anything, or do you just move along?
I kind of nod to them. Oh, don't worry about this guy. He had a bad day.
He needs to rest because he's exhausted. He came out of the lake.
Okay. Then you all move towards down the road, into the city, towards the square, and back to where you stayed. Well, some of you stayed at the inn before. I was like, back here.
You nailed that entrance.
I think it's I think it's because they're dealing with other shit.
Are we going to eat now?
Let's just get this fish guy a room, and then we'll get to wake up. Maybe Maybe if we're lucky, he saw those two, like, you know, our bounties. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he knows there's some sort of treasure under the deep. That's always nice.
Very important question. Does he have money on him to pay for his own room?
Don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'll actually pay for the room. I'll make sure he's okay.
Right?
Okay, so you're gonna pay for the room. That would be. I'm gonna put it in advance. Yeah, I think we should call in a moment. So you all head into the inn. Poppy sees the first time sees this different building as an inn, a different city, all exciting. Alona, Ozzius, and Robert already been here, so they know. And Raz, you do see that this city has a lot of smokestack in the west part of the city, like a refinery town. And you see in the distance the mines that are going to the mountain. Yeah, you've re-arrived at Rock Band. And with that, you decide to, well, after a day of walking and hurting your feet a bit, you want to stay in and also get your new fishy friend a friendly welcome. Most don't even know what's going on. And just so you know, a room would cost 1 silver.
A single room, a single silver. I can do that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing you're all taking your own rooms?
Sure.
A dual
Get
room.
my own room?
Well, if you want, you can also do a shared room, which is a silver and 2 copper.
You can share a few rooms. It's cheaper.
I do like saving money.
Okay, who's going with who?
Nope.
Ozzy wants his own room. 1 silver. Robert doesn't really care who he shares a room with. Alona probably doesn't care. So who wants an own room and who's taking dual rooms?
Do you want to share, Raz?
Raz?
Sure.
Then I'm guessing Robert and Alona are gonna take a room, and I'm guessing Lier is gonna share a room with the fish person. And Ozzy has his own room as the loner. Yes, Mr. Sneaky Sneak. And with that, you all decide to go into the inn and reserve a room. Yeah, we're gonna call it here until we continue.
Sure.
So, with that said, the party finally left Lagana and traveled towards Rock Band with their new party members in tow. But, what kind of discovery have we made along the way? Why was there a fish person in the middle of the road? And why is the air being so nice to it? We'll see. Tune in next time, where in 2 weeks' time we will be playing another session. And what will happen? Will the fish person be something of importance, or is it going to be something fishy, or doesn't, or well, will it just stink? Who knows? This is goodbye from your Dungeon Master, Kotlol. It's goodbye from Lier.
See ya.
It's goodbye from Aeon.
See ya.
It's goodbye from Ozzius.
See ya.
It's goodbye from Poppy.
Bye-bye.
And it's goodbye from the 2 people that aren't here. Stay charged. Catch you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.